Thanks. Yeah. So my vision for the future, kind of hana, which is like step by step, every day, persistently treading forward with the path that I've been on for at least the last decade, which is to kind of firmly understand Korean natural farming and myself. And then I just got back from a trip where I went to all over the Pacific coast of the United States. So I traveled all the way up from California, all the way to Washington, and then to Colorado, and then back down the coast. And it was amazing to me because when I first started natural farming, in Hilo, you'd go around and say to someone, "Oh, IMO," and have no idea what you're talking about, right? Because you're saying some sort of jargon to them, and they don't even know. Like microbial consciousness a decade ago was like very small, but I see it coming through human health back to us. That on a big level right now, you can go read like Michael Pollan or these best-selling authors that are talking about, the microbiome. And so I see this revival of people getting sick, and then they're coming to this holistic study of, or understanding of human health. And that human health is our microbiome. We're not separate from it. My immune system is that yard outside. And so if we're spreading poisons and antimicrobial things, then I'm reducing my immune system there, which is subsequently reducing my resiliency as a human. And so I saw this huge revival. People during this trip, they're kind of figuring KNF out, small gardens, lots of people taking off in the cannabis realm. That's probably one of the few sectors in farming right now where you can actually make a decent profit. Follow Richard Ha, if you can make money, the farmer will farm, right? What's he farming? Marijuana. So that's still where the money's at. And so I see maybe a transition through these upcoming kids who are learning to grow pot. Most guys are 25 to 34 that are in the cannabis realm. But they're mastering KNF because their dollar bill, their paycheck depends on it. And so there is no room for compromise. They're going to find the cheapest way. They're going to find the best way. They're going to find the way that works. And it just so happens that the path I've been on turns out to be 9 of the ways, or some of the best ways to get there. And those are IMO, LAB, all the acronyms we have. And so I see a transition of younger people discovering this through cannabis, but then realizing, hey, I also want to eat good food. And it's not just about making the Skrilla or the money. It's about, giving back to the community, sharing with others around them. And the generosity that I saw within this community of folks that made the journey. And these guys are the spearhead of the point, the front runners. They're not just like the people that are waiting for it to be easy and then showing up. They're on the edge. And these people are just kind, growing people. And so to see this movement start in this way of like marijuana, which is kind of like starting to get more normalized, but still pretty illegal. But then seeing that flip into mainstream after these guys are master cannabis farmers and pulling off, $1 million per acre grow, they're going to then transition into food because they're going to realize with all that millions they can't even eat good food. They're going to have to invest it in themselves and farming and growing. On the larger side of, driving up I-5 through America and seeing myself being passing dump trucks of tomatoes. Not just one dump truck, but a dump truck hauling another dump truck behind it of tomatoes, going 65 miles an hour up the freeway. And so when I think of like us farming and us like making a dent or making a difference, we are small potatoes or small tomatoes compared to what is commercial ag. But as I drove through that whole valley and I saw this valley drying out, this place, the Salinas Valley is the lettuce basket of America, and it is drying out like a desert, drying. But we'll walk into the forest a little bit, hasn't rained, stick your finger in the soil, it's wet. It's the microorganisms pulling the water out of the air into the soil. So everywhere I looked, where I saw these desertification things, it's like, there's a simple solution. Just go a little bit up into your mountain, gather the leaf mold, mix it with potato and salt, and then dilute it 1 to 100 and spread it on your land. And those microbes will start to re-moisten their land, start to bring this water back. And so I think larger, you want to move into big ag, start going after the water. Telling them, hey look, water retention, a little bit of biochar, a little bit of IMOs, now you got to irrigate 3 times less. You know, and there's all these water rights. They want to build these dams up north and bring the water down south. And that just has a huge ecological impact. And so if we continue that route of thinking like, you know, we're just going to take from some other place and move those resources here and just grow and do this, we really need to move into the consciousness and mindset of like, I'm here, how can I make it work with what I got right here? And the answer to that is microorganisms. Because they're indigenous, they're right there, they're already well adapted. It's just a matter of feeding them, empowering them up to be your ally and not working against them. And I think we're close to that, and that's what I saw, and that's what I see in the future, moving forward. You know, but for me personally, just hana, steady as I am, moving forward, not making any rash moves, being solid, unshakable, so that I can move with pono in the right ways. Put the right foot forward, because this is going to take a team of people, not just in this room, not just in Hawaii, but people that are just like nuts for being towards the microbes and spreading this. And when we see the human health benefits come back to us from that activity, we're no longer going to be the nuts. It'll be the bolts holding it all together.